Yep.
Alright, I'm going to show you how to do air layering. We're going to air layer a lemon tree. So I've got two bags here. I've got Germination Mix 5 DM3 and Canadian Peat 15 DM3. And then I've got a bag. So what I'm going to do is just pop a little bit of each into the bag. And then also I'm putting in some perlite at about a ratio of a third each. Mix this up a little bit. The perlite will hold in the moisture while it's on the tree. So what we're going to do now is try and compress it as much as possible and tie a knot. So this is a very nice lemon tree, and I'm just choosing a branch that's going to give quite a nice tree. So I've chosen this one here, so I'm going to cut it about over here. So what we need to do is just cut the bark off. Okay, you can stop. Okay, so I've cut the bark off. So now what I'm going to do is just take a little bit of the cambium off so that it can sprout nicely. Just to do this a little bit. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is cut a little hole here. I've made my bag. Then I'm going to give that a thorough watering. Is wrap that all the way around like that. Need the duct tape. Okay, so now that that's all wrapped up nicely, I'm just going to duct tape it for extra support and put some tinfoil on so that the water doesn't evaporate. Okay, then lastly, now we wait about 6 weeks or 5-6 weeks, and then I'll open a little bit of it and see if I can see any roots. Okay, so this has been about 6 weeks. I'm just going to pull off the cover that I had on here. And this is exactly what I was hoping to find. There's a whole bunch of roots have started to come through. You can see the roots coming out here, so this is definitely ready to be planted. So all I'll do is cut it off now and plant it in a pot. What I'll do now is just cut anywhere below. Doesn't matter how you cut it, because I'm going to trim it again just before I plant it. Just the purpose of this is just to remove it off the tree. And I'll also neaten this side off, cut it right here so that the lemon tree is also left in a good condition. So here's my cutting, and then what I've got here is some clippers, a sharp knife, some Ceradex, which is a plant hormone, some potting soil, and some bone meal. So I prep the pot first. So I've just got my potting soil in here, and I'm just going to put a little bit of bone meal in here to help with the root growth. I'll just mix that up a little bit. And then on my plant, I want to get a nice clean cut at about 45 degrees. And then I'm also going to try and promote more root growth at the bottom here. So all we do is wet it a little bit, take a bit of the Ceradex. I can't quite dip it in here, so I'm just going to try put some on top. Okay. And then instead of just cutting this bag off, I'm worried I'm going to upset the roots. So I'm just going to cut off as much plastic as I can and keep the rope connected. And then I'm going to just cut some slits into here, and the roots will grow through here, and eventually the bag will just perish. Okay, so I've cut this bag as much as I can, not to upset the roots, but to allow them to actually grow through here. And the idea again is just so that the bag will perish, or I'll pull it out later. And then I just place it in my pot get as much of it in as possible and just pack it with soil. Okay, so I've got it in. The last thing I'm going to do is just trim off a few of the branches. That will just help the tree grow a little bit. And if there's any sort of bugs or anything, like here you can see there's woolly aphids. So I will spray it, but I just want to take off the obvious pieces. And also important, the fruit has grown here. We'll just take that off so that it doesn't waste time on growing the fruit, but rather on growing itself. And that's it. That's how you grow a decent sized lemon tree using the air layering technique. So lastly, we're just going to water it, and I'll let it grow a little bit like this, and then I'll plant it in the garden.